Well, welcome everyone, it's Nicola Cairncross and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to do an update on my CBDC video. It's the video I previously did, which I'm going to put in the thumbnail here for you today so you know how to find it. It's rapidly becoming the most popular video on my channel, which is interesting, and also leads me to wonder if perhaps I ought to be doing a few more of these current affairs kind of videos, opinion pieces. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you like to see more of this stuff, or do you prefer to see me carrying on doing the business orientated stuff? Just let me know what you think. And anyway, so today here are the updates on the march of the CBDC currencies around the world, central bank digital currencies. You know I'm not a fan, but let's see what everybody else thinks of them, shall we? And how we're doing specifically in Nigeria, but in other countries as well. Okay, so an update on Nigeria. It initially looked really hopeful that they were rejecting it, but then the digital currency seems to be gaining ground because of the fact they've been pushed into using it by the shortage of fiat currency. At one point, it looked really good because the banks had started printing paper money again because of the incredible shortage was causing all sorts of economic problems. But it seems to be that now the CBDC is gaining ground again. We really don't know how truthful that is. The other worrying thing that I saw when I was looking at Nigeria and what's happening with Nigeria's CBDCs is that people are being stopped from getting fresh water unless they use the CBDC, which is pretty grim. They've got these little signs that stop them, little payment gateways. They're like taps in the wall with see, they're showing us there, and you can only pay presumably with some sort of digital currency. But there are now riots 23 hours ago, that is, on 31st of March. There are now riots over the cash shortages. So riots erupt over cash scarcity, bank ATMs attacked, roads blocked, old Naira to new Naira, swap leads to cash shortage, APC and PDP trade accusations over cash crisis. So it's all not going very well there by the looks of it. E-Naira CBDC fails to succeed in Nigeria, even as the country faces cash shortage. So on the March 28th, so really you don't know what's really going on. It's the cash scarcity is crippling local businesses, taking a toll on Nigerians' daily lives. So they've tried to force it by the citizen. Here we go. So 1, bring the system down, collapse all economies, you'll beg for the CBDC. 2, the citizens revolt, total anarchy and chaos. 3, unleash the pale horse, kill a quarter of our population. 4, problem, solution, reaction. Your world is ready for their saviour. Wake up. Well, I'm not sure about that. There you go. Let's have a look at what else is happening. So this is Reuters reporting that the Britons face a £20,000 digital cap under the Bank of England plan. So let's just click through on that for a moment and go to Reuters, and we'll see that they're planning to let us just have £20,000 at the most, $24,000, if the country goes ahead with a full digital currency, the Bank of England Deputy Governor Don Cunliffe says on Tuesday. If they're pressing on with work on a possible digital pound that will likely to enter circulation in the second half of this decade and be held in a wallet provided by banks, although no final decision has been made. Now, you've got to remember that the banks are not keen on central bank digital currencies because a lot of them will go out of business because they're saying that 3/4 of people could receive their pay in digital pounds as well as holding pre-existing balances in the same account. But what they'll be doing is they'll be making those expire. So they'll force you to spend it to keep the economy going, because the more money in circulation, the better the economy looks. But we're only going to be allowed to keep up to £20,000, which is absolutely outrageous. So don't let them, we've got to resist this. We've got to keep using cash as long as we can, and then we've got to just say no when this comes to this. And in any kind of consultation, keep an eye out for announcements of consultations. They usually give you about a week to make your opinion known. Let's see what else we've got on this. Now, a bit of hope coming from America. Texas Senator Ted Cruz introduces bill to ban the Fed from adopting a central bank digital currency. Now, the Fed coin is apparently ready to trial in July. The first trials it's had have not gone very well due to technological challenges. Well, no surprise there, because let's face it, they're not very good at tech, this lot, are they? But Ted Cruz doesn't want it. He wants Texas to be a CBDC free zone. They're absolutely outraged at the idea, apparently. Let's see some more about that. We could go through to watcher.guru and find out what they're saying. Here we go. Cruz says the federal government has no authority to unilaterally establish a central bank currency. This bill will go a long way in making sure big government doesn't attempt to centralize or control cryptocurrency and instead allows it to thrive in the United States. Now, the thing is that they're calling cryptocurrency the same as a CBDC, which it isn't at all. And we all know that both of those things are very different to Bitcoin, because there is no one person in charge of Bitcoin. Nobody can stop it. They can't send a letter to any address to say stop it. And they can't blackmail or threaten or frighten the founder of Bitcoin, because he very sensibly disappeared pretty sharpish after the protocol was up and running and people were using it. And also we've got here breaking news. When was that? Banks will lose control if they don't use a central bank digital currency, CBDC, says Christine Lagarde, ECB president and convicted criminal. They will lose control. So this is not good news for the average person, but CBDCs will be good for banks and central banks. I'm sure banks don't think that they'll lose control, but central banks want CBDCs to come in, because that will give them even more control over all of the normal banks. Yeah, she was convicted of something. I can't remember what it was now. Anyway, that is what we've got there. Here's DeSantis saying that he's introducing legislation to ban the CBDC in the state to protect consumers and businesses from a federally controlled CBDC. So in America, they've got these two levels of, what's the word I'm looking for, government. They've got the state government, and the governors have got a lot of leeway. And then you've got your federal, which is the nationwide government. And often the two are at odds. Harsh phrases like the Biden's administration weaponization of the financial sector are used for the US CBDC program. And government is also calling to follow in their footsteps to ban CBDCs within their respective commercial codes to fight back against this concept nationwide. He wants protection against any other foreign CBDC currency developed by a foreign reserve or foreign sanctioned central bank. He seems to know exactly what's going on. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, how the governor of Florida is so well informed on so many things, medical and financial, but the rest of the governors, apart from the governor of Texas, seem to be very clueless, or they're deliberately, willfully looking the other way. Now, he says, our government says in God we trust. The central bank digital currency changes that to in government we trust. That's wrong, and I'm grateful for the governor's continued pushback. Who's saying this? That's Foundation for Government Accountability CEO Taryn Bragdon. He's grateful for the governor's continued pushback on an out-of-control DC bureaucracy, and it certainly is out of control. At the moment, it seems, well, if it always has been, I expect. So, yes, we want small government. We don't want CBDCs. We want to carry on using cash and keeping our privacy about our transactions. We don't want programmable CBDCs where people can tell us what we can and can't buy or spend our money on. And we don't want anyone telling us we can only keep £20,000 in the bank. This is absolutely outrageous. So, yes, resist with all your might. Have a good pot of cash kept at home as well, just in case they try doing what they've done in Nigeria, which is stop distributing cash and trying to force people into using the CBDCs. So get some gold and silver, get a pot of cash and get some Bitcoin, and you'll be as well protected as you possibly can be against any kind of shenanigans like this. Hope this helps. Any questions, don't hesitate to put them in comments below. I love talking about this stuff, so if you have got any questions, I'll be delighted to help. Well, I hope you found that interesting, and that you're a bit encouraged about what feels like an inevitable march of central bank digital currencies, but may not be. So I'm leaving you on a more hopeful note this weekend, hopefully. And yes, let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do more general knowledge, kind of opinion, kind of macro finance, kind of world politics kind of stuff, or whether you'd like me just to stick to my business mindset and marketing lanes. In the meantime, have a lovely evening, and I will see you again very soon.